The piercing cold of Stockholm's February air bit against the young boy's cheeks as he trudged through slush-covered streets toward the training grounds. Viktor Gyökeres, no more than 11, gripped his worn football boots with a stubborn determination. His mother's parting words still echoed in his ears, "You don't have to be the best today, but never stop trying to be better." Born in 1998, Viktor's love for football was ignited not by the grand arenas of European titans but by the smaller, scrappy pitches of IF Brommapojkarna, Stockholm's famed youth club. Even at a tender age, Viktor's tall frame and natural athleticism made him stand out, but it was his relentless hunger for improvement that caught coaches' eyes. However, his early teenage years were anything but a fairy tale. The transition from youth prodigy to professional hopeful is often brutal, and Viktor found himself on the cusp of being overshadowed by peers with flashier skills or greater connections. His family, never affluent, scraped together funds for extra training, gear, and transportation. His father's second job as a delivery driver often meant late-night dinners and tired but encouraging conversations. At 16, Gyokeres finally broke into Brommapojkarna's senior team, scoring a vital goal in a scrappy 2-1 win against a rival club. That match was his first taste of professional football, but it came amid whispers of doubts about his long-term potential. Was he a journeyman striker? Or could he rise beyond the Swedish leagues? In 2017, scouts from Brighton and Hove Albion, a newly promoted English Premier League club, took notice. Brighton was looking for promising European talent to develop for the future. Viktor's combination of physical presence and sharp instincts in front of goal caught their attention. After weeks of negotiation and visa hurdles, Gyokeres signed for Brighton, a leap into a vastly more competitive environment. Yet Brighton's plans for him weren't immediate first-team stardom. Instead, he was loaned to FC St. Pauli in Germany's second division, a decision that unsettled the young Swede. Germany? Really? He had muttered upon hearing the news. But St. Pauli, with its gritty reputation and passionate fan base, proved to be a turning point. In Hamburg, Viktor faced a new reality. The German league was faster, more physical, and unforgiving. His first few games were marked by missed chances and jeers from fans expecting more. But Gyokeres adapted, studying his opponents, staying after practice to refine his hold-up play and finishing. A breakthrough came in a tense match against VfL Bochum, where he scored a dramatic late equalizer. The goal not only salvaged a point but also sparked a confidence that had been wavering. The whispers about his potential began to grow louder. But as his contract with Brighton loomed, Viktor faced an agonizing choice: return to England, where he had yet to prove himself, or continue building his reputation abroad. In 2021, after an underwhelming stint at Brighton where opportunities were scarce, Viktor made a bold decision. Instead of chasing dreams in the Premier League or clinging to the safety of loans abroad, he signed with Coventry City, a club in England's Championship, the notoriously tough second tier. Coventry wasn't glamorous. Their facilities were modest compared to the giants of English football, and the club had been through financial turmoil in previous years. Yet Viktor saw something that others overlooked: an opportunity to be a focal point. A chance to lead from the front. Manager Mark Robins saw it too. In their first meeting, Robins looked him straight in the eye. "You've got a hunger, Viktor. I can see it. You're not just here to score goals, you're here to make people believe." Gyokeres' first season at Coventry was a roller coaster. Early matches saw him struggling to adapt to the frenetic pace of championship football. Critics were quick to pounce, labeling him an expensive misstep. Yet Viktor, remembering his mother's words, refused to waver. His breakthrough came during a cold March evening at St. Andrew's Stadium. Coventry was trailing 1-0 against Watford, a promotion-chasing team. In the 88th minute, Gyokeres latched onto a hopeful long ball, outmuscled two defenders, and fired a rocket into the top corner. The crowd erupted. From that night on, Viktor wasn't just a name on the team sheet, he was Coventry's talisman. By the end of the season, Gyokeres had scored 17 league goals, a remarkable tally for a player many had dismissed. His style of play, combining raw power with an increasingly clinical touch, earned him the nickname, the Swedish Bulldozer, among fans. But just as his star was rising, Viktor faced a dilemma that would define his career. Top-flight clubs were circling. Scouts from Serie A, La Liga, and the Bundesliga were making inquiries. Would he abandon Coventry for the allure of a bigger paycheck and higher profile? Or stay loyal to the club that had reignited his career? The summer of 2023 was a whirlwind of speculation. Football tabloids buzzed with rumors. Gyökeres to Milan? Viktor on the verge of Bundesliga switch. The striker himself remained tight-lipped, focusing on training and avoiding social media storms. Coventry fans, anxious about losing their hero, launched a campaign. #StayViktor trended across platforms. Behind the scenes, negotiations were tense. Sporting CP, one of Portugal's giants, made a surprise approach. Their pitch was compelling. A starring role in a Champions League-chasing team, a style of play that suited his strengths, and the opportunity to write his name into European football history. Viktor's agent, seasoned but cautious, laid out the pros and cons. Sporting is a step up, Viktor. But it's a gamble. Portuguese football is different, more technical, less physical. And the pressure will be immense. One sleepless night, Viktor sat alone in his Coventry apartment, watching old footage of himself playing in the snow as a boy in Stockholm. He recalled the early struggles, the loan to Germany, the critics, the moments when he could have given up. He also thought of his teammates at Coventry, the bonds forged in training, the fans who had chanted his name, and Mark Robbins's faith. At dawn he made his decision. On July 13, 2023, Sporting CP announced the signing of Viktor Gyökeres. The fee, reportedly €20 million, set a record for the club. The move sent shockwaves through European football. Could a player from Coventry truly make a mark on the continental stage? Lisbon's sun felt different, warmer, more golden, than anything Viktor had experienced. His debut for Sporting CP came on a balmy September evening at the Estadio José Alvalade. The green and white stands buzzed with anticipation. Opponents and analysts were skeptical. Sporting's last few big signings had flattered to deceive. The opening whistle blew, and Viktor felt an electric charge in his veins. His first touch was crisp, his movement sharp. In the 22nd minute, he received a pass at the edge of the box, feinted past a defender, and curled a shot into the bottom corner. The stadium erupted. Chants of Gyokeres, Gyokeres echoed through the stands. Over the following weeks, Viktor's performances defied expectations. His goal tally soared, his link-up play matured, and he became a key figure in Sporting's charge for the Primera Liga title. His relentless work rate and humility off the pitch endeared him to teammates and fans alike. But the real test came during a crucial Champions League quarter-final against Atletico Madrid. Sporting were underdogs, and the Spanish giants' defense was notoriously resolute. The first leg in Madrid ended in a 1-1 draw. In the return leg in Lisbon, with the score still level deep into stoppage time, Viktor seized a half-chance, a flicked-on header from a corner, and powered a diving header past the goalkeeper. The stadium exploded in disbelief. Sporting had advanced. In the post-match interview, a breathless Gyokeres said, "I was that kid in Stockholm, dreaming of moments like this. And now it's real." By the season's end, he had led Sporting to league glory and a deep Champions League run, earning admiration across Europe. Clubs from England, Italy, and Spain lined up with offers, but Viktor's focus remained unwavering. He had found his place, a club that believed in him, fans who adored him, and a game that he loved. As he lifted the Primera Liga trophy, he smiled to himself, remembering his mother's words. "You don't have to be the best today, but never stop trying to be better." The end. Please subscribe, like, share and comment for more interesting stories.